starting of today's class. Let's start the session. Let me go and open one notepad. First, let me go and open one notepad. And let me keep here. What is the agenda for today's classes? Let me go and keep here. What is the agenda for today's class? So in today's class, we'll go and discuss about the complete introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. So in today's class, in the next coming 60 minutes of time, so we'll be understanding what is Power Platform, what type of software it is, what we can do with the help of Power Platform software, and also we'll understand who will use the Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. So in detail about Microsoft Power Platform, we'll be understanding now in today's class, right? Fine. So now let me list out, first of all, let me go and list out all the different points which we'll go and cover now in today's class. So now in today's class, the first point you'll understand about what is Power Platform. And the second point, understand what is business applications. And next, the third point, understand about how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. Third point, understand about what? How to implement the business applications with the help of Power Platform software. And also one more point, you understand Power Platform architecture. Power Platform architecture. So now, what is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform? Is what the architecture. Let me show you the architecture. So is what the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform is. Now, by the end of this today's class, you'll be understanding what's this architecture, right? We'll come to know. So these are all the points which we are going to discuss now in today's class, right? So now, among all those points, first let me start discussing about what is Power Platform. Now try to understand, guys. For now, at a high level, just try to understand what we can do with the help of Power Platform. For now, at a high level, just try to understand what we can do with the help of Power Platform. So now within the Power Platform software, we can create the apps. Within the Power Platform, we can create the apps. And within the Power Platform, we can create some websites. Within the Power Platform, we can create some chatbot. We can create the chatbots. And within the Power Platform, we can do some automations. Also within the Power Platform, we can store the data. It acts as one data source. And within the Power Platform, we can do the data analysis. We can do what? Data analysis. So these are all the 6 applications or the tools which we'll have in the Power Platform case. So now how to go and implement all the 6 components within the Power Platform software, you'll understand. By the end of this today's class, you'll come to know how to implement all the 6 components with the help of Power Platform software case. For now, just keep in mind at a high level what we can do with the help of Power Platform. These are all the 6 things we can go and implement with the help of Power Platform software, right? Fine, okay. So now, along with this, you will understand 2 more points. The next point to understand here is, that is who will use the Power Platform software. Who will use what? Power Platform software. And also we'll understand, next point is who will hire the Power Platform developers. Who will hire whom? Power Platform developers. These 2 points also we'll understand now in today's class, right? Okay, fine. So now, these are all the points I'm going to cover now in today's class. I'm listing out all the different points here. Now, among all those different points, first we'll start with these 2. First, we'll understand about who will use Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. These 2 points we'll understand, guys. So now let me go and understand first point, who will use the Power Platform. Now try to understand, guys, who will use the Power Platform software? Let us say, if there is any company, what the companies will do? The companies will do some business, right? If there is any company, the companies will do what? They'll do some business. Now let's take well-known companies for us, guys. Let's take Amazon. Amazon is one company. They're doing some business. What business? They're doing some e-commerce business. Let's take some other company like ICICI. It is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Some banking business. And let's take Swiggy. Swiggy is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Some food business. So like this, if you take any company, the companies will do what? They'll do some business. Now, let's take an example of Amazon. Now we have the Amazon company here. Amazon company is doing what business? They're doing the e-commerce business. Now, do you people think that Amazon company directly will go and start doing the e-commerce business? Do you people think that Amazon company directly will go and start doing this e-commerce business? No. So the companies directly, they are not able to start doing the business, guys. Now, before going to start the business, what these companies need to do? Before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Let me keep here, guys. Before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement some applications. Before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement what? Some applications. Now, what applications the companies need to implement? Companies need to go and implement what applications means? Business applications, guys. They need to go and implement what applications? Business applications. Okay. For now, what we understand, if there is any company, if the company wants to start any business, then before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? The companies need to go and implement some applications. Before going to start the business, companies need to implement some applications. Okay, fine. So we understand that if you want to start some business, then first the companies need to go and implement the applications. What applications? Business applications, right? Okay. So now what are called as business applications, guys? Okay, companies need to implement some business applications. Now what are called as business applications? So business applications is nothing but, let's take Amazon here, guys. Amazon is there. They want to start the e-commerce business. Now, before starting the e-commerce business, Amazon company need to do what? They need to go and implement the business applications. What are business applications means? If you take Amazon or any company, let's take Amazon here, which we know. So let's take Amazon company will have some apps or not? Yes, app is one of the business application, guys. If the company is using one app means it is one of the application in that business. It is one of the application. Now, Amazon company will have some websites or not? Yes, Amazon company will have what? They'll have some websites. So website is one of the business application. Website is one of the business application. Nowadays, companies are creating the chatbots. Chatbot is also one of the business application. And next, companies will go and do some automations. To do some automations, we need to have some other application. And next, if the company is doing some business means, then companies will have some business data. Now, to store that business data, they need to have some data source. Now, data source is also one of the business application because you are using the data source in your business, right? And next, and also one more, that is data analysis. So data analysis means analyzing the business data. To perform the data analysis, we need to have another software, right? So now these are all comes under the business applications, guys. Apps, website. If you take any company, app must and should nowadays. Website is mandatory. Chatbots, nowadays top MNC companies are creating the chatbots. It is the latest trend nowadays. Nowadays, top MNC big companies, they're creating some chatbot. Automations from so long, from last 10, 15 years onwards, automations is there. And data sources must and should. If you are doing some business, then you need to store the data. And also data analysis. Data analysis is also mandatory. If you are doing some business, then you need to analyze your business data. Analyzing the business data will call it as what? Data analysis. Now, these are all comes under where? These are all called as business applications, guys. These are all called as what? Business applications. So now, to start the business, as I said that companies need to go and implement what? Business applications. Now, what are called as business applications? These are all comes under the business applications, guys. These are all comes under where? Business applications, right? Okay. Now, we understand that to start the business, companies need to go and implement some business applications. Now, what are called as business applications, guys? So these are all called as business applications. Now we need to understand how to implement this business applications now. How to implement this business applications. So in order to go and implement these business applications, now what the software companies are using nowadays means, companies are using its software, Power Platform software. Let me go and keep here. So now in order to go and implement these business applications, the software we are going to use here is what? Power Platform, right? Okay. So now we understand who will use the Power Platform software. Who will use it? As we come to know, if there is any company, if the company wants to do some business, then before going to start the business, companies need to do what? They need to go and implement some applications. So in order to go and implement these business applications, what the software the companies are using? Power Platform. So we understand who will use it, companies. And also one more point we understand here. What we understand, we come to know that Power Platform is used for what? One more point we understand. Power Platform is used for what? We come to know that Power Platform is used to implement the business applications. So we understand who will use Power Platform. And also we understand that what is the use of Power Platform. Power Platform is used for what? To implement the business applications, right? Okay. And now the next point we need to understand here. Now, who will hire the Power Platform developers, guys? The next point we need to understand about who will hire the Power Platform developers. Now, for this question also, the answer will be same. So which company is using the Power Platform software to implement what? To implement the business applications. Which company is using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications? The same company will go and hire whom? The same companies will go and hire the Power Platform developers. Now, who will hire the Power Platform developers? Which company is using the Power Platform software? The same company will go and hire the Power Platform developers, right? Okay. And now, next point we need to understand. So why these companies are hiring the Power Platform developers? Why they'll go and hire this Power Platform developers? Because Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Because Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. With the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will go and implement what? Power Platform developers will go and implement what? Business applications. Once after implementing the business applications, with the help of that business applications, companies will start doing what? Business, right? Okay. Now, clearly we understand who will use the Power Platform software, and also we understand who will hire the Power Platform developers. One more point we come to know, Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform is used to implement the business applications, right? So now from here, we come to know that, so nowadays companies are using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications. So nowadays companies are using the Power Platform software to implement what? Business applications, right? Okay, fine. And now from here, we need to understand two more points, guys. From here, we need to understand two more points. So now what we need to understand here is, the first point we need to understand I said that before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Before going to start the business, I mentioned what the companies need to do. The companies need to go and implement what? Business applications, right? Now, why these companies need to go and implement the business applications? What is the need? Why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business? What's the need of them? This is the first point we need to understand. And the second point we need to understand here, how to implement these business applications using Power Platform. These 2 points we need to understand, right? So now let me go and mention those 2 points, guys. The first point I need to understand here, how to implement the business applications. The first point we need to understand about what? How to implement the business applications. So And sorry, not how to implement. First, we need to understand what is the need of business applications. What is the need of business applications? And the second point, we need to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. How to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. So these are the 2 points we need to understand. So first, let me go and discuss about what is the need of business applications. Why the companies need to go and implement the business applications before going to start the business. What is the need of them? What is the need of it? Let me keep here, guys. What's the need of business applications is simple. Business applications are used to implement. These are used to implement or streamline the business process of an organization. Simple point. What is the need of business applications means? Business applications are used to implement or streamline. Now, what do you want to streamline, guys? I want to streamline the business process. I want to streamline the business process of an organization. That means every organization will have some business process, guys. Organization means what? Company. Organization means what? Companies. So if you take any company, every company will have some business process, guys. Amazon company will have some business process. ICICI will have some business process. Swiggy company will have some other business process. Every company will have their own business process, guys. Now my requirement, I want to streamline that business process. If you want to streamline the business process of any organization, we need to go and use what? Business applications. So now what is the need of business applications is? We understand business applications are used to streamline. What you want to streamline? The business process of what? Business process of the organization. So now we understand why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business. Because business applications are used to streamline the business process of your organization, right? Okay. So here we understand what is the need of business applications. Here I mentioned one point called business process. Now, what is meant by business process, guys? Let me keep that point here. Simple. For now, I'll give you one simple definition about business process. So now business process will involve in, let me keep that point here. Business process will involve in multiple activities, tasks and rules that are used to implement the process of an organization. So what is meant business process means? Business process will involve in what? It will involve in multiple activities. If you are doing some business means, then we'll do some multiple activities. We'll do some multiple tasks. Now, while doing these activities and tasks, we need to define some rules there. So now by using what you can define this multiple activities, tasks and rules means with the help of the business applications only. By using these business applications only, we can implement all these multiple activities, tasks and rules that are used to implement process of the organization. Fine. Okay. Now, here we understand what is the need of business applications and what's my business process. And the next point we need to understand about what? How to implement these business applications. How to implement these business applications using Power Platform, right? So now, before going to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, before going to understand this point, we need to understand one more point here, guys. What we need to understand here is, while implementing the business applications, business applications, there is one process we need to follow. So what process it is means? Business applications process. Let me keep that point here. So before going to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, we need to understand a point that while implementing these business applications, there is one process we need to follow. We'll call it as business applications process. Now let me explain about business applications process, guys. So to understand it in a better way, let me open the architecture of business applications process architecture. try to understand, guys. If any company, if they want to start the business nowadays, there is no doubt they need to go and implement this process. Let me explain how this process will execute. So while implementing the business applications for any organization, always first priority will give for front-end applications, guys. Always they'll start with what? First, they'll go and start with front-end applications. First, they'll go and start with what? Front-end applications. This is the first step. First step. Front-end applications means what? Front-end applications means creating the apps, websites, and then chatbots, right? So front-end means whatever the applications the customers are able to see with their eyes, those comes on the front end. Apps, customers can able to see. Website, customers can able to see it. Chatbot also, customers, they can see it. So these three comes under front end. And next, once after implementing the front end, next, second step is for what? Data sources. Now, what is the data source of here? What is meant by data sources? Data sources is nothing but the place where the companies will store their business data. What's meant by data sources? The place where the companies will store their business data. Data sources means, let's take SQL Server, Excel, SharePoint. These are data sources, right? The place where the company will go and store their business data will call it as data sources. Second preference is for data sources. And next, third preference is for what? Once after data sources, next we need to go and implement what? Automations. Next we need to go and implement what? Automations, right? Next we need to go and implement the automations here. Now automations means what? Doing some work automatically without humans. And next, finally, the fourth step. The fourth step is for what? Data analysis. The fourth step is for what? Data analysis. Data analysis means what? This is the fourth step. Data analysis means what? Showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, guys. So these are all the visuals. These are all the visuals. If you see, these are all the visuals. Now, a group of visuals, this complete is called as a report now. This complete we can call it as a report. So showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of report, we'll call it as data analysis. So these are the four steps involved in this case. So if you are implementing the what are called as business applications means, these are all comes in the business application. This is the process we need to follow. Now, what we understand, we come to know that business applications process is a how many step process? It is a 4-step process. Business applications process, it is a 4-step process. Now, what are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1 is front-end applications. That is nothing but creating the apps, websites, and then chatbot. Second step is what? Data sources. Data sources means what? The place where the companies will store their business data. Next, third preference is for what? Automations. And finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis, where we'll show the data in the form of visuals or reports. So now we understand the business applications process is a how many step process means 4 steps. These are 4 steps involved in this. Always you need to start with front end only, guys. Let's say, irrespective of starting with front end, let's say if you want to start with data analysis first, if you want to do the data analysis first, now it is possible to do the data analysis means initially, no, it is not possible, guys. Why? Because to perform the data analysis, must and should we need to have the data sources, guys. So this data analysis depends on what? Data sources. Without having the data sources, then you are not able to do the data analysis. It is not possible, right? So, okay, if you have the data sources, then you can do the data analysis means no. Again, this data sources depends on what? Front-end applications. And this automations, majority of the times it depends on the data sources. Sometimes it depends on the front-end applications also. So now what we understand here, whatever the business 4-step business applications process will have, now these 4 steps are connected with each other internally, guys. All these 4 steps are connected with each other internally. Now, how these 4 steps are connected with each other internally, why they are connected, you'll understand, guys. I will explain you that point in a detailed way. So now, what we come to know that business applications process is a 4-step process, and whatever the 4 steps involved in this, all these 4 steps are connected with each other internally. So how they are connected, why they are connected, you'll come to know. For now, let me go and keep here. Business applications process is a how many step process? It's a 4-step process. What are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1 is front-end applications. Second step is what? Data sources. Third step is what? Automations. And fourth step is what? Data analysis. Right. So these are the four steps involved in this case. So now we'll understand what is meant by front-end applications, what is meant by data sources, what is meant by automation, and what's meant by data analysis. And also we come to know how these four steps are connected with each other, how the data analysis depends on the data sources, why they are dependent, how this data sources is depending on the front-end applications, how this automations depends on the data sources. You'll come to know how these four steps are connected with each other internally. You'll understand now, right? Fine. Okay. So now we'll go and understand this business applications process, guys. Right? Okay. Now in this business applications process, as we know that always we'll start with what? Front-end applications. First, we'll start with front-end. Front-end applications means what? Creating the apps. Let me list out those. Creating the apps, comma, websites, and then chatbot. These three comes under the front-end, guys. Now, now try to understand. In order to go and understand this business applications process in a better way, to understand this four-step business applications process in a better way. So let us assume we are going to implement this business applications process for one of these companies, guys. Any company if you can take here. It is not a matter, go and take only this company, because the process will be same for all the companies. So for easy understanding purpose, let's take Swiggy company here, guys. So I think most of you people know Swiggy. Swiggy, now let us assume that we are implementing this business applications process for which company? Swiggy company. Swiggy company is doing what business? Food business, right? Okay, keep in mind these 2 points, guys. Now, let us assume Swiggy company, they are ready with front-end applications, guys. Swiggy company is ready with front-end applications. Now, if the company is ready with front-end applications, then slowly they can start doing the business case, like testing their business functionality, promoting their business. Slowly they can do it. Now, let's say I'm the customer, guys. I'm the customer. Now I want to buy some food item from the Swiggy. If I want to buy some food item from the Swiggy, what I need to do as a customer? As a customer, I need to go and download and install the Swiggy app in my mobile phone first. First thing I need to do, I need to download and install the Swiggy app. Now, once after downloading and installing the Swiggy app, next my requirement, I need to go and place an order. I'll go and place an order in the Swiggy app, right? So now, as a customer, what we know, once the order is placed, within 30 minutes to 1 hour, hardly it will take 30 minutes to 1 hour. Within 30 minutes to 1 hour, Swiggy company will go and deliver that food item to us. This is what we know as a customer, guys. As a customer, this is what we know. Once we know that we are placing an order, once the order is placed, in the next 30 minutes to 1 hour, Swiggy company will deliver that food item to us. But try to understand, guys. Here, we need to understand one point here. As a Power Platform developer, we need to understand one point. What we need to understand here is, try to understand this point, I guess. Whenever the customer places an order in the app, if the customer is placing an order, let's take, I'm the customer. If I place an order in the Swiggy app means, now what is happening here is, I am generating some business data for Swiggy company, guys. I don't know. Customer doesn't know that he is generating the business data. But what is happening internally in the backend? Whenever the customer places an order, what is happening internally means the customer is generating some business data for Swiggy company. Now, what kind of business data the customers will generate for Swiggy company? They'll generate the orders data, guys. Orders data, like what is the order ID? Orders data like order ID, and then sales price of that order, what is the profit by selling that food item, what the profit the Swiggy company will get. And also they'll generate the food items related data, which food item the customer is placing the order. And also will generate what restaurants related data. Now, which is the restaurant is preparing that food. So we'll generate the restaurants related data, and also we'll generate what customers related data. Customers related, like customer ID, customer name, mobile number, email ID, delivery address, order date, order time, delivery date and time. Like this, we'll generate some lot of information, guys, right? Fine. This is called as what? Orders data. This is called as what? Orders data. Orders data is also called as a business data, guys. Orders data is also called as what? Business data. So now, as we understand, whenever the customer places an order in the app, customer is generating some business data for Swiggy company. Now, where this customer, where the company will store that orders data. This is the orders data, right? Where the company will store this orders data now. So try to understand. Once the order is placed successfully in the app, the complete details of that order will comes into where? Data sources. Now, data sources contains what? Orders data. Orders data is also called as what? Business data. So now what we understand, once the order is placed, once the customer places the order in the app, immediately, the complete details of that order will comes into where? Complete details of that order will comes into the data sources. Data sources contains what? Business data. Now, in which format the companies will store the business data here? Companies will store the business data in the data sources in the form of tables, guys. Keep in mind this point. Companies will store the business data in the data sources in which format? Tabular format. Right. Okay. So still now we understand that whenever the customer places an order in the app, complete details of that order will comes into the data sources. And next point, third point, understand about automations. Automation means, let's take sending the automated emails to the customers, or sending the automated text messages to the customers, or getting the approvals, auto approvals. All this we can do with the help of automation. Now we need to understand where the Swiggy company will go and do the automations, guys. Let me give one simple example. If you observe, as a customer, whenever the customer places an order in the app, once the order is placed, immediately within the fraction of seconds, it doesn't take much time, guys, hardly 4 to 5 seconds. Immediately within the fraction of seconds, Swiggy company will send one confirmation email to that customer or not. Yes, they'll send. What is that email? Confirmation email. In the subject of that email, we can see that your order is placed successfully. Thanks for placing the order. In the body of that email, you can see the orders data, which food item you placed, what's the amount, some information about that orders data, right? Now, whatever the mails the Swiggy company is sending to the customer, do you think that those mails are sent by the humans? Yes or no, guys? Someone please respond, online people. Whatever the mails the customers are receiving once the order is placed, do you think that those mails are sent by the humans or not? Yes or no?
No, it's automated.
I think so, no.
No. Correct. No, those are not sent by the humans, guys. So they are using some softwares here. Now, why the Swiggy company is not sending the emails to the customers with the help of humans? Why they are using some systems there? Because let me explain this. So here, there are two major reasons. There are a lot of reasons is here, but two major reasons is, if you observe in Swiggy app, how many customers will place the orders just for one day? In India, let's take complete India, major cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Kolkata, Mumbai. You can take major cities like this. How many customers will place the orders just for one day? Let's take 50,000 customers are placing the orders, or 50,000 orders are placed. Let us assume 50,000 orders are placed. Now, whenever the order is placed, for all these 50,000 customers, Swiggy company need to send one email or not? Confirmation email or not? Yes. So 50,000 emails to the customers in a day. Not only sending an email to the customer, they need to send email to the restaurant also. That which restaurant the customer is selecting the food. So they need to send one email to the restaurant that you need to prepare so and so food item. Correct? So now here, 50,000 emails to the customers, 50,000 emails to the restaurants. So totally how many mails for one day? Here 1 lakh mails, guys. Here 1 lakh. Now, it is possible to do this work, sending the 1 lakh mails per day with the help of humans means no. Humans are not able to do this work, guys. So if you want to use, if you want to send the 1 lakh mails per day with the help of humans means no. Humans are not able to do this work. But what the Swiggy company decided here is, Swiggy company decided to do this work with the help of humans, right? Up to here, they decide to do this work with the help of humans only. So they are hiring some big manpower, guys. They are hiring some, let's say, some 30,000 employees. They are hiring some big manpower here. Right? Now, maybe this 30,000 employees, they can send the 1 lakh mails per day. Maybe they can do. And next here, sorry, 30,000, not 30 lakh, 30,000 employees. Next point we need to understand here is, when the Swiggy company will send an email to the customer, once the order is placed, immediately within the fraction of seconds, guys, It doesn't take much time. Hardly it will take 4 to 5 seconds, guys. Hardly it will take how much time? 4 to 5 seconds. So now, even though you have the 30,000 employees here, these 30,000 employees, they can able to understand who is the customer placed an order in 4 to 5 seconds. Within 4 to 5 seconds, these 30,000 employees, they can able to understand which customer placed the order, what is the order the customer is placed, customer ID, customer name, mobile number, delivery address, food item, sales price, discount, understanding that orders data, next composing that email. So you can do this work in 4 to 5 seconds with the help of humans, even though you have 30,000 employees. No, guys. If you want to do this kind of work with the help of humans, no, it is impossible. It is impossible to do this work. So like this, every company will have some repeated work process. They'll have what? Repeated work process. Now, if you want to do this repeated work process with the help of humans, it is not possible, guys. If you want to do this kind of repeated work process with the help of humans, no, it is not possible. Humans are not able to do this work process. Now, companies are doing this work with the help of systems. They are doing this work with the help of systems or softwares. If you are doing some work with the help of systems or softwares, then we'll call it as what? Automation. So whenever the customer places an order in the app, what we know that orders data comes into the data sources. Now, once the data comes here in the data source, immediately by taking that data as a reference, we are going to send one automated email to the customer with the help of some automation tools, right? Fine. Okay. We understand that when the mail is sent to the customer, once the order is placed, if that data comes here, by taking that data, it will send an email. Fine, good. Next point, the next point, data analysis, the fourth step, data analysis. Data analysis means what? Showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports. Now, if you want to create the visuals or reports, then first of all, we need to have what? Data. If you want to create the visuals or reports, first of all, we need to have the data. So now, from where we will take the data to create the visuals or reports? As we know already, from where we'll take the data? Data sources. We know that companies will store that data in the data sources in the form of what? Tables. Companies will store that data in the data sources in the form of tables. Now, if you let's take, there is a table, sales table is there. Let me keep the table name as sales table. Now, in this sales table, we'll have the 10 million sales data. 10 million sales data is there. Let's assume. Now, it is possible for you to understand this data. 10 million rows is there. You can understand this data if it is in the form of table? No. So now what I'm doing here is, whatever the data is there in the tabular format in the data sources, now I'm going to show that data in the form of what? Visuals or in the form of reports. I'm going to show that data in the form of what? Visuals or reports. So once after showing the data in the form of visuals or reports, next, by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will do what? They will analyze the data. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. That means nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze their business data in the form of visuals or reports, guys. So now if you want to create the visuals or reports to analyze the business data, first of all, we need to have what? Data. So if you don't have the data stored anywhere, then you are not able to analyze your business data, okay, or not able to create the visuals or reports. So now we understand what is this 4-step business applications. So we come to know what is meant by front-end applications, what is meant by data sources, what's meant by automation, and then data analysis. And also we understand how these 4 steps are connected with each other internally, right? So now whatever I discussed still now, let me go and mention those points here, guys, right? First, let me keep here front-end applications. I said that front-end applications means what? Front-end applications is nothing but creating the apps, websites, chatbots, right? And next, data sources. What's meant by data sources? Let me keep here. Data sources is nothing but the place where the companies will store their business data is known as data sources. And next, automations. What's meant by automation? As I said, that automation is nothing but doing certain repeated work automatically without any human interactions. If you're doing some work without any human interactions, then we'll call it as automation, right? And next, one more, data analysis. I said that data analysis means what? It is one process, guys. The process of converting the business data into actionable information. Actionable information is what? Visuals or reports. Visuals or reports, guys. Why I'm calling it as an actionable information means because by seeing these visuals or reports, they'll take some actions, guys. Let me show you one report here. I'll open one report also. I'll show you. Let me open one report and I'll show you why I'm calling these visuals or reports as an actionable information. Let me go and open one report here. So as I'm discussing about sales data, so I'm taking the sales data only. So I'm having one table here. There is a table, sales table or orders table. Here we'll have the orders data like order ID, order date, shipping date, ship mode, customer name, customer ID, segment, city, state, postal code, product region, product ID, category, subcategory, product name, sales, profit, discount, and profit. These are the columns we'll have. Now, how many orders data we'll have? Around 10,000. 10,000 orders data is there. Now tell me, let's take here. And there is a column, simple example, region column. I'm having the multiple regions here. Now I want to know region wise, what's the percentage of sales? Or region wise, what's the sales? Now tell me, it is possible for you to understand region wise what sales? If the data is in the form of tables, no, it is not possible, guys. So now what I'm doing here, whatever the data is there in the form of table, I'm showing that data here in the form of visuals or report. So this is one sales report. Now in this sales report, I'm showing what? First here I'm showing the quantity. Quantity means what? Total number of products they are selling. Total number of products they sell. Next, total sales. What's the total sales they did? Total profits they're getting. Total orders placed. Total discounts they're providing to the customers. And next here, I'm showing the category wise sales. I'm having the 3 different categories here: technology, furniture, office supplies. Now by seeing this visual, easily you can understand which category is doing highest sales, which is doing the second highest sales, which is doing the third highest sales. And when I hold the mouse also, it will show some tooltip. What's the category? Office supplies. What is the sales? Percentage also it will show, right? Now easily you can understand. Let's take here one more visual. Here I'm showing what? Region wise sales. Now by seeing this visual, easily you can understand which is the region doing the highest sales, west, which is doing less sales, south. Now see, by seeing this visual here, they will take an action. What action they'll take here? South region is doing very less sales. Now immediately what the management will do, they'll conduct a meeting with the South region sales manager. Every region will have managers. They'll conduct a meeting with their South region sales manager, and they'll come to know why the South region is doing less sales. Now they'll take some act. It is an action. Conducting the meeting with the sales region manager is an action, guys. So by seeing this visual, they are taking some actions. They're taking some inputs on the sales region manager. By taking some inputs, they'll understand. They'll go and take some other actions now. How to increase the sales in the South region. So that's why I'm calling it as an actionable information. And also you can see here, year-wise sales, which year they are doing the highest sales, which year they are doing the less sales. So like this, if you have that data in the form of tables, it is not easy to analyze this data. So we are showing the same data in the form of visuals or reports. By seeing this visuals or report, we can go and analyze the business data in a better way, and we can take better business decisions, right? Fine. So this is all about what is meant by this 4-step business applications process, guys. Now we need to understand about how to implement this 4-step business applications process using Power Platform. we need to understand how to implement this 4-step business applications process using Power Platform. How to implement the business applications using Power Platform software, right? So let me start understand that point. So first, let me keep here. What is the use of Power Platform? As we know already, Power Platform for what? As we come to know already, Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform, let me keep here. Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process of an organization, right? Fine. So it is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. So now how to implement? I want to understand how to implement this business applications process using Power Platform. How to implement the business applications process using Power Platform software, right? So now before going to understand how to implement this business applications process using Power Platform, we need to understand one more point here, guys. What we need to understand here is the Power Platform architecture. First, we'll understand about the architecture, right? Let me show you the Power Platform architecture now. So this is what the Power Platform architecture, guys. So first point we need to keep in mind here. First point, this Power Platform is used for what? As we know, it is used to implement the four-step business applications process, right? This is the first point we need to understand. Second point we need to understand here, this Power Platform, it is not a single software, guys. Power Platform means, don't think that it is a single software. Power Platform means it is not a single software. It is a collection of softwares. There are different softwares in the Power Platform. What are the different softwares we'll have and what is the use of those, you'll understand. But now just keep in mind, Power Platform is for what? To implement the 4-step business applications process. Second point, it is not a single software. It is a collection of softwares, right? Okay. So now let me start implementing. As we know, this Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process. In the business applications process, first we need to start with what? First we need to start with front end. So now to implement the front end applications, we'll have the different softwares here. What are those? We have the different softwares here to implement the front end applications. What are those different softwares we'll have? The first one is Power Apps. Second, Power Pages. Next, Power Virtual Agent. And next, once after front end, next step is what? Data sources is the step 2. Now here, if you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, let us assume, if you want to store your business data within the Power Platform means, then go and use Dataverse. What is this Dataverse means? Dataverse is a data storage software within the Power Platform. So if you want to store your business data within the Power Platform, then go and use Dataverse. So other than Dataverse, you can use the different other data sources also. It is an inbuilt software. Even if you can store the business data outside of the Power Platform by using like SQL Server, SharePoint, or Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP HANA, Dynamic 365, so CRM tools. Like this, it will supports almost all the different types of data sources, guys. Not one or two data sources. Power Platform will support to store the data in almost all the data sources. But inbuilt is what? Inbuilt is Dataverse, right? Okay. Now, once after data sources, next point is about what? Automation. Now, to do the automations, we'll have one software. What's that software? Power Automate. Power Automate is for what? To do the automations. And next, finally, the 4-step data analysis. Now is the 4th step. Let me keep here. This is my 3rd step. And this one is my 4th step. 4th step is what? Data analysis. To perform the data analysis, go and use which software? Microsoft Power BI. Power BI is used for what? It is used to create the visuals or reports. So now, what we understand, Power Platform means it is not a single software. In Power Platform, we have the different softwares. So now with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, we can go and implement the business applications process. So now let me go and mention that point here, guys. As we come to know that Power Platform is not a single software. Let me keep that point here. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. It is a collection of softwares, right? Now let me list out what the different softwares we'll have here. The first one is what? First, I'll keep here Power Apps. First, let me go and keep here Power Apps. Second, Power Automate. Third one, Power BI. Dataverse. So these are the different softwares. How many? 6. Now let me go and discuss with the help of this collection of softwares how to implement this 4-step business applications process. Let me start implementing this. So first start with what? Front end. In the front end, first let me go and create what? Apps. Now to create the apps, go and use with Power Apps. So let me keep here, guys. In order to go and create the apps, we'll go and use which software in Power Platform? Power Apps. So let me keep here. Power Apps is used to create the apps or the forms within the Power Platform. Within the Power Platform, whenever if you want to get the apps or the forms, then go and use what? Power Apps. Second, websites. Now to create the websites, go and use what? Power Pages. So what is the use of this Power Pages? This Power Pages is used to create the websites, guys. Power Pages is used to create the secured web pages. So in the Power Platform terminology, we don't call it as websites, guys. We'll call it as what? Web pages. And next, chatbots. Now to create the chatbot, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. So what is the use of this Power Virtual Agent? This Power Virtual Agent, it is used to create the AI chatbots. Power Virtual Agent is used to create the AI chatbots. If you want to create the chatbots, then go and use Power. Chatbot means it is just like a customer support, guys. It is just like what? A customer support. If you want to create any chatbots, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. And fine, okay. Now we're done with front end. Next, go with what? Data sources. Step 2. Now, as we know, what is the inbuilt data storage software? Dataverse. So now what is this Dataverse? Dataverse is a, let me keep here. Dataverse is a database software. It is a database software which is used to, it is a database software which is used to store the business data within the Power Platform. Within the Power Platform. If you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, then go and use what? Dataverse. Right? Fine. Okay. And next, third step, automations. Now, in order to go and perform the automations, go and use what? Power Automate. Now, what is Power Automate? Let me keep here, guys. What is Power Automate? Power Automate is an automation software. It is an automation software which is used to automate the repeated work process. So as I mentioned already, every organization will have some repeated work process. Every organization will have what? Repeated work process. Now, I want to automate that work process. To automate that work process, I need to have what? Automation software. What that software I'm using here? Power Automate. So Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate what? Repeated work process in the organizations, right? Finally, data analysis. Now to perform the data analysis, go and use what? Power BI. Now what is Power BI? Let me keep here, guys. Power BI is a data analytics software. It is a data analytics software which is used to analyze the business data. Data analytics is which Power BI is a data analytics software. We can call it as data analytics, data analysis, anyone is fine. Guys. It is a data analytics software which is used for what? Analyze the business data. Where the companies will store the data sources. Whatever the companies are storing in the data sources in the form of tables. Now I need to go and analyze the data. To analyze that, I will use what? Power BI. So with the help of Power BI software, whatever the data is there in the form of tables, we'll go and create the visuals or reports. Once after creating the visuals or reports, by seeing these visuals or reports, we'll go and analyze our business data. So now, with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, now we are able to implement this 4-step business applications process on it. Yes. So with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, we are able to implement this 4-step business applications process, right? And also, whatever the 6 softwares and their usages I mentioned here, the same 6 points I mentioned at the beginning of the session. As I've said that here, within the Power Platform, you can do what? We can create the apps, we can create some websites, we can create some chatbot, we can do automations, we can store the data, and we can do the data analysis. So whatever the 6 points I mentioned here, the same I am mentioning here, guys. So I'm mentioning how to go and implement all those. These are the 6 softwares we'll have to implement all those 6 things, right? Fine. So now this is all about what is Power Platform, guys. So I'll conclude the session. I'll take the questions. Please give me some couple of minutes of time. I'll take the questions. Let me conclude it, guys. So as I said that in today's class, we'll be understanding the complete introduction to Power Platform. So in today's class, we understand about what is Power Platform. We understand what is meant by business applications. We understand how to implement these business applications using Power Platform. And also we understand the Power Platform architecture. Next, we understand how we'll go and implement all the 6 components with the help of Power Platform software. And also we understand that who will use the Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. Here we understand clearly who will use Power Platform, who will hire it, and the Power Platform is used for what. And next, from here, we understand 2 more points. That is, what is the need of business applications and how to implement. What is the need of these business applications and how to implement these business applications using Power Platform. And then next, we understand about business applications process. Once after understanding it, next we come to know how to implement this business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, right? So this is all about Power Platform. Now make a note. I'll conclude the session now. So make a note. So to write everything, it will take some lot of time. So I'll just copy from here. I'll do copy paste. Just copy from here to here. Just copy from here to here and then paste it. Now try to understand, guys. So today is the demo. Let us consider today's class is the demo or introduction to Power Platform. So when the new batch will start, guys. So actually we need to start the new batch in the next week, Wednesday or Thursday. But unfortunately, we have the festivals in the next week. Thursday, we have the festival Ugadi. And then Saturday, we have the festival Ramjan. So occupied with festivals. So we are not able to start the batch here because of festivals week. So we'll start the new batch on when? 23rd. So in the next week, we don't have the batch. In the next coming Monday, we'll start the batch, 23rd of March. Let me keep here. New batch will start from when? 23rd of March. That is on Monday. At the batch timings is, it is evening batch, guys. Evening, 8 to 9 p.m. Evening 8 to 9 p.m. batch. So this is the batch start date. Consider today's class is an introduction class or a demo. So continuation of today's class is on when? 23rd March, Monday, evening 8 to 9. Today is the demo I'm taking for 11 o'clock. But from Monday onwards, from 26th March onwards, every day the class will start at 8 o'clock and we'll wind up the class by 9 o'clock. So this is the batch start date and timing. And next important point. So coming 2 more classes are free, guys. So you have the access to attend the 3 free classes. How many free classes? 3 free classes. Today is the class 1. Coming 2 more classes, that is 23rd and 24th of March. Those are free. So now what I'll discuss in the coming 2 more classes, guys, we'll discuss about the practicals. So in today's class, I haven't shown you even 1 point practicalize. I discussed every point theoreticals. So in the next coming 2 to 3 classes, I'll show you practically at an high level how the Power Platform softwares will work. So I will show you here how to go and create an app in the Power Apps, how to go and store the data in the data sources. Practically, I will show you, and how to take the data and how to do the automations. I'll show, and also by taking the data from the data sources, how to go and perform the data analysis. Will cover every point. Practically, I will show you. Right? Fine. So as we'll discuss practicals here, don't miss them, guys. And also it is free of cost. So whatever the link you are using for today's class, use that same link to attend the next coming 2 more classes also, 23rd and 24th. And next, when coming to today's class, once after completion of today's class, I'll be sharing one email with you guys. In that mail, you will get today's class notepad. I'll share this class notes with you now. You'll get this class notes. And also I will share the recorded video, today's class video. And also I will share the course content. Course content I'll share. I think all of you received the content. If not, I will share it again. So this is the course content. So clearly I listed here what topics I'm going to discuss in the coming classes. So you people, please go and walk through the content once. You please go and walk through this content once. So it will be around 15 pages of content. You please go and walk through each page so that you'll understand what the topics we are going to cover in the coming sessions, right? Fine, okay. And next, how many months the duration? Course duration. Course duration is 2 months, daily 1 hour session. Daily 1 hour class, 2 months is the course duration. So in this 2 months, by the end of this course, you will be getting around 85 to 90 hours of lectures, guys. 85 to 90 hours of lectures. These many hours content you will get. So in this 2 months of course duration, right? And next, one more point, live classes access. So how many months you have the access to attend the live classes? 6 months, guys. So now 2 months is the course duration. There is no doubt within 2 months we'll complete the course. But even after completion of the course, you have the access to attend the live classes. Why? Because most of the people are joining my classes, working professionals. Most of are already working employees. So due to some personal reasons, due to their work headaches, they are not able to attend completing the live classes within 2 months. So keeping in mind all the reasons from the student point of view, I'm providing the access to attend the live classes up to 6 months, guys. So it is your responsibility to complete attending the live sessions within 6 months. 6 months is more than enough time. Don't attend the classes or don't learn the classes up to 6 months, guys. It is wasting of your time, right? Fine. Anyway, you have the access for 6 months from the date of joining. And next, I said that 2 months is the course duration, right? In these 2 months, what the skills you will go and learn. So the skills you are going to learn, first Power Apps. Power Apps you will be learning from basics to advanced. We will be learning from basics to advanced, guys. From the scratch to advanced, I'll discuss here. And also Power Automate. Power Automate also will discuss from basics to advanced. Both, this is the core content, guys. In this 2 months of course duration, we are going to cover Power Apps and Power Automate, both from basics to advanced. From the scratch to expert level we'll discuss here. So along with this, we'll cover few data sources like SharePoint, Dataverse, and SQL Server. So I'll show you how to connect these data sources to Power Apps and Power Automate. So not complete SharePoint, not complete Dataverse, guys. So you are going to work as an app developer or an automation app developer and automation developer. So your role is not a database developer. So just we need to have some basic understanding about what is data source, what is the database, what are tables. That's all. You don't require more than that. So I'll show you how to connect to these databases in our classes, right? Even we'll not only this case, we'll take few more data sources. Like we'll take the Outlook, we'll take the Teams, we'll take Microsoft Forms, we'll use Power Apps here, Power Apps Forms, we'll use the Gmail account, we'll use Power BI, lot of around 10 to 15 connections I will show you. So these are the majorly used, right? Fine. These are the skills you are going to learn in this 2 months of course duration, right? Keep in mind these points. Next, coming to the registered students. People, those who got registered with us, you people, what benefits you'll get? First point, you'll get the class notes. Every class will have some running notes. I will share that class notes with you. And most importantly, all recordings, guys. But let's say if you missed the class, if you missed the attending the class today, don't bother about it. You'll get the recording. Please go to that recording while coming to the next class, right? So I'll share all the recorded videos with you. Now, how many months you have the access? Not months, years. You have the access for 2 years. 2 years you have the access for the recordings, guys, right? And also we'll share the interview question answers for both Power Apps and Power Automate. And we'll share the resumes with you to keep in resumes. And we'll share the projects with you to keep it in your resumes. And also we'll conduct the mock interviews. So these are things we'll get. Along with this add-ons, what you'll get. So I'll share the licenses. I'll share the Microsoft M365 developer license I will share with you. So if you want to practice for Power Platform, either Power Apps and Power Automate, you need to have this license, guys, must and should. So if you want to purchase this license, it will be around 5,000 to 6,000 per month, minimum 5,000 to 6,000 per month. But I will provide these licenses for you for free of cost up to 6 months. 6 months, I'll provide this license for you for practice purpose. You can use it, right? And also, as I said, that live classes access for how many months? 6 months, you can join the live classes from the date of joining. Even after completion of the class, your batch is completed. If you want to attend the classes again, yes, you can attend it. There is no restrictions from our end, guys. It is up to you how many times you want to attend the classes, you can attend, but make a note, within 6 months, you can attend it. Next, coming to the job opportunities, guys. Most of the people will have one thing in mind. As Power Platform will have the 6 softwares. Now, to get the job, we need to learn all the 6 softwares. Means no, not required, guys. There are different job openings is there in the Power Platform. What are the different job openings we'll have? One is Power Apps and Power Automate. With these skills, you have the job openings. Second opportunity, Power Apps, Power Automate. Along with Power Apps and Power Automate, better to have any database knowledge, either SharePoint or SQL, Oracle, any. I'll recommend to go with SharePoint. Better to have the SharePoint basic understanding. And next, another combination, another job opening, Power BI plus SQL. This combination also there are jobs. Another combination is what? Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, SQL, SharePoint, Dataverse. This combination also will have the jobs. So there are different combinations is there. One of the combination we are going to discuss here is what? 2 months is the current. Power Apps, Power Automate, SharePoint, Dataverse, and SQL. These are the skills you are going to learn, right? Okay. And next, we have one WhatsApp community for Power Platform training. Most of the people haven't joined in that community, guys. I request you people join in the community to get the latest updates regarding the Power Platform training. Not only update, even today's class recorded video, today's class notes, next coming new batch details, new batch link, everything I will update in the community. So you please join the community to get the latest updates. And if you have any questions regarding the batch timings, alternate batches, and fees, you can reach out to my team. I am sharing the front office team details also here in the chat box. You can reach out to my team, right? Now we'll go with the questions now. Now, before going take the questions from your end, so there is a common question, guys. You have a common question. To learn Power Apps and Power Automate, is there any prerequisite? We need to have any prior knowledge to learn Power Apps and Power Automate? Means the answer is no, strictly not required. Why? Because in Power Apps or in Power Automate, most of the work, 60 to 70% of the work will be done by using some GUI options, right? And next, remaining 30 to 40% of the work will be done by using some functions. Functions means how we'll have the functions in the Excel, like lookup function, filter function, if condition, switch. How we'll have the functions in the Excel. Same type of functions we'll have here, guys, not more than that. Here we don't write any C, Java, Python, .NET. No, not required. You don't require any prior coding skills here. So anybody can learn it because most of the work will be done by using GUI options. Remaining work also will be done just by using some functions. So there is no prerequisite to learn Power Apps and Power. Anybody can learn it, guys, right? Fine. So I'll stop here today and we'll be discussing from here in the next class. So continuation of today's class is on when? So continuation of today's class is on 23rd March. That is on Monday. Actually, we need to start in the next coming week only, but unfortunately, we have the festival. So we'll start the batches after the festival. Monday, the batch timing is evening 8 to 9 p.m. Right? Fine. Now I'll stop here. Now we'll see. I'll discuss from next class on 23rd March, Monday at evening 8 to 9. Now, if you have any questions, online people, yes, you can please raise your hands and I'll talk to you one-on-one, guys. If you have any questions, now please raise your hands. I'll talk to you one-on-one.